what I found I am kind of sick of. It's not a weird thing to say, but I'm gonna line it up and I'll get you right. People have, of course, almost immediately start posting their Spotify reps. And then almost immediately right thereafter, people are like, don't be posting Spotify reps. Apple was better. Or, this was stolen from somebody. Or Spotify's a terrible company and they do dumb shit. And I'm just like, yeah, all of these are factual statements. But you know what else? It's a fucking good time. It's fun for me to be able to see what other people have been getting down with all year. I find things that I might not have been hip to. Find people who've been listening. Me and Link from Get Mythical Morning, very similar music taste. Would have never thought that, but we do. And I think that's so fucking cool. And I know Spotify's a terrible company. But all companies are terrible companies because we live in a world of fucking capitalism. And it's cool if you think your rap from another company is better than the Spotify one. No one said fuck you. We just want to have a good time and share our good times. And so we're going to share our good times right now and have a bit of a good time. Relax with
Let me preface what I'm about to say with I am not defending Spotify in any way with my next question. May I ask what, in your opinion, makes Spotify a shitty company?
Spotify's whatever main dude is also a war profiteer. He has invested heavily into defense AI, not regular old smuggler terrible AI, extra terrible AI. So
you're saying he's the one that's working on creating the T1000s?
Legitimately. And then, of course, Spotify plays all these damn ICE ads. But everybody, apparently, all the services are playing all these damn ICE ads because ICE is coming out of pocket because they got a lot of bread from the big beautiful bill that got passed. They got
Spotify has ads
for some people. It could be me.
I've legitimately been paying for Spotify for like 14 or 15 years now, and I don't know if I've ever heard a single ad on that damn thing.
I hear ads on podcasts, but that's just baked into those podcasts.
Well, yeah, that's not like Spotify. That's a show thing.
Yeah, but
Spotify, that's why, I just didn't know Spotify had ads. It just
so for shows like ours, which are hosted on Spotify. Yes, Spotify can shove an ICE ad before our show. I would hope they wouldn't, but they could. Legit. And so I get it. I fully get it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's just perfectly fine. And people, of course, Joe Rogan get paid by Spotify and Andrew Tate, motherfuckers like that. But I'm like, you know who else is hosting on Spotify? The show you're watching right now. Sorry, they got a good service. And it helps us do this. And I ain't fighting about that. What I am going to do is talk about my Spotify rap because it's real fun shit. And I have a good time with it every year. Love it. Love when everybody shares theirs. Let no one tell you to the contrary. It's a good time to be in it.
I watched that video. I think it was Anthony that sent it in the group chat yesterday where they were talking about how the rap was done by like an intern.
Oh, yeah. They definitely stole from it. But I'm like if they intern for Spotify, I think it belongs to the company legally, right?
Yeah, it's their property. Yeah. Now, in the story, they said they didn't hire and shit like after the fact. So I think that's kind of shitty.
For sure.
But like if she was interning at Spotify and she did a project for them, like I'm sorry, but that's their intellectual property that she gave them. Like it sucks. It's not cool. Like as a person to person, it's like you wouldn't hope that you'd hope that it would at least like if you give them something so great that they would in turn give you a job and credit for the work you did.
Yeah.
But like in reality, they own the work because you were working for them, whether you were a paid employee or an intern.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sorry.
And again, respect due to her, and I do think it's nice that people are lifting up her and spreading her name and like, hey man, this lady invented something really dope that you enjoy every year. Make sure you give her some peace because the company that she did it for didn't, and I think that's okay.
Yeah, I can agree with giving her credit and props for it.
I think people just
I just don't know what people expect, you know, like other than like Spotify to have done right by her for it. But
yes.
Like after the fact, like what more do you want?
Yeah, I get it. again, like I said, this oddly enough, no, not oddly enough. Every year, people get real mad around Spotify rap time. They tell me how bad Spotify is. They tell me that this person invented it and got it stolen. Sorry, she worked for the company and it did not get stolen. That's not how that works when you work for a company. And you know that if you work for some company, anything I do at the job I do is the jobs.
Yeah, like I don't know if people have ever watched the show Silicon Valley, but like, you know, there was like, I know that's a sitcom, but like there's some like reality to like, you know, what you do work on company time with company materials is it belongs to the company that you create, like you created it at.
Yeah, contracts is a thing for a reason. So, but also want to talk about, oddly enough, I got a lot of reps already this year. I got a YouTube repped first. It was the first one to send me around. And my top channels on YouTube are Kind of Funny Games, which I literally was just watching before we started doing this. Good Mythical Morning, which I just talked about because I have, you know, like I said, I have a lot of in common with one of the hosts of that show. Barry Lewis. I don't know if you ever, his channel used to be called My Virgin Kitchen, but his name is Barry Lewis, and he finally just changed his channel name to his name, which is nice because it kind of ends up making him show up a little higher in your subscription. But Barry Lewis is he does cooking and stuff like that there, and recipes and the like, and a good guy, English guy, and always seems to have a good time. The Try channel, which are some Irish people trying stuff. Been watching them since they used to be on a channel called the Facts channel back in the day. So that's my folk. And Sport, which is a subsidiary of Mythical, where they do food testing and taste testing and all kinds of stuff.
I'm laughing because like I didn't know that YouTube, like I don't like the hype around the rap thing. Like it's fine. Like I'm not a hater, but like I don't get like up for it. Yeah. I don't get up for it. Like it's fine, and I don't mind sharing whatever mine says with people and shit.
Yeah.
But I legitimately didn't know that other entities outside of Spotify did it until you just said this.
Yeah.
So like I just went into my YouTube app on my phone while you were going over your initial thing, and like I just like clicked on it, and so it's like generating the thing.
Yeah.
But like on the very first panel, I don't know if you noticed this, like if yours starts out the same way as mine does, I imagine it does. But at the very bottom, in the tiniest little bit of letters down there, it says AI can make mistakes.
I'm glad they can cop to it. You know, like, look here, shit be slipping over here. So this may not be okay. Because I can tell you right now, when me and Vanessa were going over our Spotify raps, it was noticeable there was something was off about them. Because she knows what she listens to, and I know what I listen to. And I'm like, I don't know if that should be there, but fine.
Yeah, I'm looking like, so it's got like my top 5 interests right now.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that this is not accurate.
So it said, it said something about like sports. And I watch Cleveland Cavaliers, specifically Cleveland Cavaliers highlights, and that dude from Brooklyn we've talked about before. That's what I watch. But it was like, you love sports. I'm like, if Kind of Funny Games is my number one fucking page, guess what I love? It's games, and that should be at the top. And AI be getting it wrong.
Like, so for me, my first one is NBA game analysis.
Yeah,
which like same thing. I was watching the breakdowns with Brooklyn Bo and like all other people, but then like number 5, it's got poker strategies. I watched like a couple live streams of poker like for like 3 days while I was like going to sleep at night with the sleep timer on, and that's it. Yeah. I'm not over here watching game theory.
All right, so I'm gonna read it to you, but that says. Hold on, that says NBA game highlights, movie reactions, accurate, gaming news, accurate. But I'm telling you right now, gaming news should be number 1. NBA shouldn't probably be in this top 5. Food reviews, not really food reviews per se, but I guess because sport and that they do review food, so I'll let that one hold. Music album reactions, accurate. So it's not wrong. It just feels incorrectly placed.
I don't feel like mine is like close at all. Like number 1, NBA game analysis, like that's fair. Number 2, comedy show clips. I guess if you count like the few times I've watched like the Parks and Rec like compilations.
You watched that dude
or
special.
Josh Johnson.
And you watch that one brother, Ryan, whatever special.
Oh, Ryan Davis. Yeah. I did watch that.
And I'm telling you, that's what they weighted this with.
Yeah. And then number 3, creative art projects. Like, that's super fucking vague. Number 4, travel vlogs. I don't know about that. Unless you count me watching dudes do like suburban camping under bridges and shit.
Yeah, check this out. So it says I'm recreation loving. You really enjoy watching sports highlights, NBA game highlights, sports reactions, no, and college football, not at all. I think maybe one time I watched some Ohio State stuff, and I mean one time this entire season where I was like, how'd they pull that win off? And I think that was about it. So that's wrong. Movie reactions, yeah, classic films, pretty much sci-fi movies. That's all good. Food reviews, snack taste tests, restaurant reviews, yeah, I can understand that because yes, there are enough channels that have people going about reviewing restaurants. So I get that one.
I watched 739 channels this year. That's 2 times the average viewer. Well, yeah, I work from home and I have YouTube Premium.
768, and I have YouTube Premium. Oh man,
my top channels. Number 1 is a Call of Duty streamer. So, and keep in mind, my top 5 interests, there was no gaming listed whatsoever.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a Cleveland sports-based show. Number 3 is a Magic the Gathering player that I just started watching like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Number 4 is a guy who plays Magic the Gathering. And number 5 is another Call of Duty streamer. So 2 of my top 5 channels are for something that wasn't even in my top 5 interests. Maybe they're confusing Magic the Gathering with poker strategies.
Card games, maybe. That's a lot of. That means that just makes their AI stupid.
Yeah, because like, how else do you explain it? Like, how is it that like I have 2 top. My number 1 and number 5 are COD streamers, and then my number 3 and number 4 are Magic players. But yet, Call of Duty or gaming like is not in my top 5 interests, and Magic the Gathering isn't in my top 5 interests. That make sense
for sure. Let's see. I guess I don't know if this even means. My personality type is the connector. 14% of people. You've drawn to content that sparks conversation, builds community. You've watched pop culture discussions and sports reaction videos. Sure thing, buddy. I don't care about looking back at things for a year, but it does sound. I've watched my man Brooklyn. I have watched a few episodes of The Right Time with Bomani Jones, and then the NBA. And I'm like, sure thing. I watch these people react to albums, so that's kind of right. Gaming stuff they got kind of funny. Digital Foundry and Alana Pierce, so that's kind of
okay. I don't like this tab here that it's giving me. This tab is calling me a culture vulture.
Nigga, what?
Like literally.
And what do they think that means?
It says culture vulture. You really enjoy exploring different shows, movies, and comedy routines, it seems. Parks and Rec clips, Marvel movie trailers, and stand-up comedy specials.
That's not what a culture vulture is.
Yeah, I don't think they understand what that term means.
That's wild. This is the AI culture vulture. Let's see.
Then I got Sports Fanatic, NBA game highlights, Cleveland Cavaliers news, sports talk shows. So that one will be accurate.
This is what it says my top games are. I can promise you these are not my top games. Well, I don't know. Mario Kart World, which I don't even remember watching much video for. I just played it and enjoyed it. Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I did watch video for because I needed just help getting through that game. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I own that game. I have not played that game. Super Mario Odyssey, not at all in here in 2025. That's from 2017. And Hollow Knight Silksong, again, I started that game. It's too hard. I put it down. So there you go.
Yeah. Then I have a page that says Creative Mind. You've been exploring different art forms and crafting techniques on YouTube.
Same.
DIY art projects, drawing tutorials, and crafting techniques. That is a fucking lie. The closest I've come to watching drawing tutorials is the pirated sports like videos that I get from China, where it's 20 minutes and the first 10 minutes is the actual sports clip, and the second 10 minutes is some like Chinese kid drawing in a weird white walled room.
There you go. That's exactly it, though. That's how they got you. Because they don't want to be copping that they know people stealing shit. So they're like, yeah, it's art in Asia. Yeah, that's what they get.
And then the next slide is a summary of the insult it called me in the other two panels. Let's see. You match nicely with one personality type. Ready to see which one?
I wonder if you're connecting or whatever, like I was.
The Wonder Seeker. You're drawn to awe-inspiring content that shows extraordinary skills. You've watched NBA game highlights and Marvel movie trailers showing a love for awe-inspiring content. How many fucking Marvel movie trailers do they think I've watched? There haven't even been any Marvel movies. There's like been 2.
Yeah. 2.
This AI does fucking suck.
Yeah, that's why they say AI makes mistakes, because this one is terrible. Terrible.
I'm just sitting here watching the same trailer over and over again for like a month. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Most compatible with the Adventurer or the Sunshiner? I'm afraid to even ask. Let's look back at some moments from your year. Channels you've watched: Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Club 520 Podcast, and NBA. I've watched the Club 520 channel. Like, I've seen maybe like 4 clips. I catch most of their shit on Instagram.
It's just it's piss board scraping data. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just pulling up shit that I've watched like a couple times. Like, and then on the next panel, it's telling me that I focused on personal finance because I watched a couple videos on the Dave Ramsey's channel, the Ice Coffee Hour, and the Dream Green Show, which is like a former football player that just does stupid videos about investing in dividend stocks. He like data mines that. Like,
okay.
It's not like I'm over here like watching these people all the time. Like, I mostly watch Dave Ramsey just so I can go, man, why are these people in such bad shape? Okay, next one. Explored gaming culture. I watched Teep. I've seen Swag. And then Shad Kind of Funny. Shad Kind of Funny was a dude who did Call of Duty skits and put them up on YouTube like 6 years ago. So I probably had one pop up in like my thing and it like played it or something for a minute and that's it. But it made it to my my YouTube Wrapped. When it came to games, you were all in. Your top games: Call of Duty Warzone, Magic the Gathering Online, Magic the Gathering Arena, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But yet none of them were able to make it into my top 5 things that I watched this year. Based on what you watched, we've got an award for you. Your YouTube award. Most likely to find the best hidden gem restaurant and share it with everyone. What the fuck did any of what it said on any of the other panels have to do with that?
Like, sir, where did that come from?
It's like you could have wrote anything right there. Like, oh, based on everything that we think, you're most likely to have an orgy next week. Like, okay, I guess.
Pretty much.
It's a horrible fortune cookie.
And this is why not everybody can do the repped as well as the next man. So I got a PlayStation repped as well. I played my PlayStation, I think, like twice this whole year. And so, sure, I'll tell you what it says. and hold on, let me pull it up. I got a screenshot of it. Okay. So your PlayStation rep would normally just have you a top 5, but I only played, according to this, 4 games on the PlayStation this year. So I can't have a top 5. It's Fortnite, which I did not play on the PlayStation. In fact, it'll tell you 0 hours, 0% playtime. I turned it on PlayStation, was like, the color looks weird on PlayStation. Let me go back to the Switch and or Xbox. Astrobot got some. I remember it got some DLC earlier in the year, and I probably wouldn't mess around with that for apparently 2 hours. I beat Marvel Spider-Man 2 this year, but I just had to finish it off. So I started it in 2024, and I beat it at the beginning of 2025. And Ghost of Yote, which I'm going to talk about later because it's a part of my entertainment for the week, and I beat it this week. So there you go. That was my PlayStation wrap. As for my Spotify, which actually is the one that matters to me, which, what we're kind of here to talk about. So how old did Spotify say you were?
I believe it said 40 or 50.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let me hold on. I'll pull it back up.
Okay. It said I'm 48, so 2 years younger than I actually am.
How the fuck do I play this thing?
I think you just push it and it.
Never mind. Wait. Okay, I figured it out.
Yeah. You just kind of scroll through it if you watched it once.
Age is just a number, so don't take this personally. You're listening to age 40. Which, coincidentally enough, I am 40.
It's just your age. Boo this man. My top songs. Okay, so I got to tell you, I don't think this is my top song. It is a song I played a lot, but I think my top song is actually my number 5 song. But sure, I'll allow for it. And I'll do it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because 5 should be number 1 in my opinion. 5, Skinny Suge by Freddie Gibbs and off of the Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs Alfredo 2 album. Number 4 is FICO, which I think should be number 2. Number 3 is POV. Also, that's off the Clips. Okay, FICO is Clips, if you didn't know, is off that Clips album. POV is off the Clips album. It's featuring Tyler, the Creator. Chains and Whips featuring Kendrick Lamar is also off that Clips album. And Ace Trumpets, which is the lead single off that Clips album, which is maybe why it gets a little more listen because I listen to it a lot because it was the first single release of that album. But I promise you, I think I listen to Skinny Suge more.
Well, I can tell you that I clearly did not use Spotify this year as much as I have in the past.
Yeah.
So some of this is a little skewed because I do tend to listen to things on repeat, like when I go on little 10-minute jaunts for errands and stuff.
Yeah.
So my top 5 songs of the year, in reverse order from 5 to first. Number 5 is a cover of Black by Blue Moose and Garen Nunn, it's Garen Music from Instagram, the big Irish guy that does all the the funny skit videos that I've sent you guys. Garen.music, I think, on Instagram or whatever. He's got 5 million followers. Apparently, he used to be he's trying to be a musician, and then he blew up because of Instagram videos. But I guess they did a cover of Black, and I put it on here and I listened to it in the car a bunch. Number 4 was Nero Forte by Slipknot. Number 3, this is where it's gonna get people are gonna be like, really? Number 3 was Unpretty by TLC. Number 2, Bop 2.0 by Busted and Hanson, which is they redid Bop as adults. But it's the same lyrics, but now they have deeper voices and, sounds more adult. And number 1 was The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens.
Okay. Very, very hyper specific. There you go. I also think because of the way you listen to music, you are a playlist guy. And your playlist is massive. So I don't think you get
that is true. But I also sometimes me I get into I think it's an ADH thing of sorts where I can listen to a song on repeat over and over and over and over again for hours and it doesn't bother me, especially if I'm doing something if I'm driving and it's just constantly playing in the background. As long as I'm in the mood for it, it could just keep going and it doesn't bother me at all. So that's how these songs end up here. is because I'll just get into a mood. They'll pop up and I'll be like, oh, I want to hear that again. And I just put it on repeat and I just let it go. So like I probably drove around like, and I don't leave my house as all that often. So I probably had like this TLC song on repeat in my car for like 3 days.
Just sit there steaming off a TLC song, just like, hell yeah, that'll do it.
I like the melody of that song.
Yeah, you like the song. Nothing wrong with that. That's a dope song. My top album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, The Clips, Pusha T and his brother Malice. And so there you go.
That's where where the Spotify rap this year kind of got me is like once we get into my albums, I just want to put that out there.
All good, all good. So that's my top album. Here are my top 5 albums, 5 to number 1. Number 5, Live, Laugh, Love by Earl Sweatshirt. Correct. Number 4, Supreme Clientele 2 by the Ghostface Killer. No one fucking Illa. Number 3, Black Hole Supret by APRocky. Correct. Number 2, Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Number 1, which you just heard, Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips.
So my top albums, I only had 3 because I only listened to 3 albums this entire year. And one of them was because you made me.
Because for this very show.
So number 3 has Disturbed the Sickness, which I'm sure I listened to early in the year, getting like ready to go to the concert because they were doing the anniversary show for that album. Number 2 was Alfredo 2 because you made me listen to it. Or I'm sorry, you asked me to listen to it. And number 1, apparently at some point I listened to Brand New Eyes by Paramore.
Okay. Good.
I mean, I like that album. Don't get me wrong. I just don't remember listening to it. So
fair.
It must have happened at some point. Yeah. It was probably when I went for a walk earlier in the year, and I just put it on to listen to it while I was walking. But like, it would have been like 8 months ago. Yeah. So that's probably why I don't remember that happening per se. But it's probably what I think happened.
All right, my top podcast. Oddly enough. I'll just do top to bottom again. Number 5, it's this one, Stay Crunchy and Milk. 4 is Heavyweight. You should be listening to Heavyweight. Cannot tell you that enough. Cannot repeat it enough. You should be listening to Heavyweight. It's amazing. Number 3 is Crimpin' 68. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. I host it. So, yeah, should be getting down with that. Number 2 is Hyperfixed. Alex Goldman hosts that podcast, and it's a damn good show as well. Number 1 is The Black Guy Who Tips, which is so funny because I really have not been listening to too much of The Black Guy Who Tips, but I guess I've listened to enough of it to make it make a mark. And it's only because the political state this nation is in currently, and I'm just like, love Rod and Karen to death, but when they talking about news, I'm just like, I've had my fill of the bullshit already this year. So I've taken a good little break from Black Guy Who Tips, but not so much of a break that they're not still my number 1 podcast. This is like 4 years running. So respect due to Rod and Karen and all they do over yonder. My top artists are from top to bottom, from bottom to top of Ghostface Killer, APRocky, Earl Sweatshirt, Clips, and Freddie Gibbs. And that's legit. I listen to a lot of those people's music, and so I get that. So that was my spot. What I'm here to share from my Spotify rap. My little video message for podcast came from the Hyperfix guys, and Alex Goldman gave me a nice little video. And if you go to my TikTok, I posted my whole rap. You can just watch my Spotify rap, the actual video they gave you. I just took it, edited it, and put it up. Edited is saying it's doing a lot of heavy lifting because I really kind of just made it fit properly on the screen and threw it up on my TikTok. So it's right there if you care to or give a fluff about such matters.
Well, my top 5 podcasts were nothing because I didn't listen to a single one. I didn't even have the category on mine.
Okay.
I didn't even know it existed until you said it.
Fair.
My top 5 artists, and this is where like having the giant playlist of like almost 2,100 songs and going on a road trip to Atlanta comes in, because like even though I'll listen to some songs on repeat when I'm in the car with other people, I don't subject them to that. So if I have artists that have a larger catalog inside my playlist, that's where it really differentiates. So
yeah.
Number 5 was System of a Down. Number 4 was Bad Omens. Number 3 was Disturbed. Number 2 was Slipknot. And number 1 was WWE.
Okay. There's one I think I want to find my top genres because I thought this was pretty fun. And once I pulled it, I didn't have a screenshot of this, so I actually had to go into to get this right quick. Swipe up.
Apparently, I'm a member of the Grit Collective.
As am I. So my top genres are soundtrack, logical, alternative R&B, logical, yacht rock. I have a whole playlist called A Lil Yachty. So yes, I listen to a lot of yacht rock, neo soul, correct, and alternative hip hop, correct. So I told you my age is 48.
Did I miss that, or was that at the beginning?
Yeah, go back. If you roll back, it's like the one like right before your age.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, top genres. Here we go. Number 5, pop rock. Number 4, hip hop. Number 3, new jack swing. What the fuck is that?
You do, if you know exactly what it is, and that's basically kind of what TLC would fall into, that kind of era of music. It's the 90s R&B with a little bit of funk to it, a little smooth to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, pop rap. And number 1, alternative metal.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. I'm scrolling.
They should like make it clickable so that like you could click on it and get an example of like artists in that genre.
Yeah, for sure. That actually
Man, look at me. I'm over here interning for Spotify.
I also got a little video from Clips, which is kind of nice. So here, I'll play a little bit because I don't think there's music playing.
Your support means the world to us. Everybody who waited 16 years, or if you just tuned in today, man, we love you and appreciate you. Sorry for the wait. Peace.
I think it was nice. Get a little. Oh, dang it. Sorry, I had to mute music because YouTube don't play. Yeah, I am, of course, like you said, I'm in the Grit Collective. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I'm gritting. I'm collectively gritting.
Well, it says at the bottom, it says like you don't skip songs or whatever.
You listen to the freshest releases, always pushing your club forward. What?
Oh, well, mine said that I don't skip songs or something.
Oh, no. Okay, so what does it say beneath yours? I'm a member of the Grit Collective. My role is scout. What's your role?
Hold on, it's loading. Grit Collective. Your role. My role is loyalist.
There you go. Okay, so
you rarely skip tracks, confirming your unwavering dedication to the club.
So here we go. I'm scouting. He's loyalist.
It's hard to skip tracks when you're listening to shit on repeat.
9% of global listeners are in my little club. So there you go.
9% of global listeners are in my club. Probably because we're in the same club.
We're in the same club, baby.
I think this club's bullshit, but whatever.
Hey.
Because it's like, if we do different shit, how are we in the same club? Like, what kind of fucking sense does that make? It's like putting us in the same Harry Potter house, even though we got different political views.
I mean, I'm definitely Ravenclaw, so you know how we move.
I mean, I picked my Ravenclaw shield today, but like, like what happened?
Shield? I hadn't done that. I hadn't gotten that shield yet. How do you do that?
Like that board that's like the 5th one where it's in a circle?
Yeah, I'm on one right now, in fact.
I finished. I completed that board earlier, and then instead of giving me a sticker pack, it gave me the ability to pick which house shield I wanted.
Oh, sick! Well, it's definitely gonna be Ravenclaw if you didn't know. That's how your man moves. Actually, did Pottermore back in the day, and that is the house I was sorted into.
I literally went on Facebook today, and I had a Facebook memory today from getting sorted into fucking Ravenclaw on Pottermore like 9 years ago.
Nice. Yeah.
I was legitimately going to quit fucking Monopoly Go until it was the Harry Potter album. I was like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll hang around.
I love that I'm in the same club as you. Like, kind of, I'm getting tired of your bullshit, but I do. It's not that I love Harry. Look, I do love Harry Potter. I hate J.K. Rowling, and I think that's okay. She's a terrible human being. And guess what? I don't try to buy anything Harry Potter anymore. I don't do any kind of let me support Harry Potter. Anything I'm doing with Harry Potter is free Harry Potter. So that's how I try to move with it, and that's just what it is. So And in fact, let me try to keep working on this board because I'm down to I think I got 2 more whatever's to finish, but also just got the little bonus, the little 10-minute make money bonus. You know what it is.
Oh yeah.
So I might as well just do these quick waste these little dice right quick whilst we sit here and chat and get to it. But I'm to repeat myself. I really enjoy Spotify Rap. I like them every year. I like seeing people Spotify Rap. I like anything. I mean, it's not just Spotify Rap. If you want to share your Apple Rap, my man Chalky was sharing his Apple Rap with us and pointing out what he got down with and so forth and so on. I dig it. I'm never going to be sitting there judging what if you chose another music service and they gave you a rap or you chose whatever. I wouldn't judge you. And it was weird to come across a video, and that was a video on, I believe, TikTok, where this woman was going off about how much better Apple Music is and blah, blah. And I'm like, how about we just enjoy what we enjoy? Why does it have to be my shit's better than yours? It's a mindset I don't understand.
I just hit the 500 dice on the
bruh.
I haven't hit that in like 4 months.
Oh, I have hit it 3 times in the last week and a half. I don't know what's going on. And I don't spend money on this game.
That's what I'm saying. This game fucking hates me. It's like my buddy Ryan completed the album, the last album with 2 weeks to go.
Yeah.
And I got all the way to the end and I couldn't get the last 2 fucking stickers.
Garbage. But yeah, I got 500 2 days straight, which I was like, that's crazy. And then I got 500, I believe yesterday. I took the screenshot. So I have done that a lot recently. And it's just the most random thing. And actually what it is, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I need some flags. Give me some flags for this dang race. And of course,
maybe they're listening to me and they heard me say that I was about to fucking quit. And they were like, oh, we need to keep him in here.
Give him some it's like the casino, give him some house money to play on. Oh my god! All right, because we're still kind of in cold pre-game stuff. I gotta ask, man, because this has been a fun little thing going around the internet this week. Pulling Shedeur for that weird Wildcat 2-point conversion attempt has the internet swearing Kevin Stefanski must be betting or point shaving. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just am asking.
I was honestly going to talk about this whole thing during my segment.
Okay. Well, if you want to wait on, we can wait till then. That is no big deal. Oh my god! Well, we get the box set.
I'm fully preparing to get hated on by the world.
It's okay if you don't Shedeur Sanders or whatever. You don't think he's such a great quarterback.
That has nothing to do with necessarily with what I'm going to talk about.
But I do be looking at Kevin Stefanski kind of weird for that one. That was a weird call to make when somebody's on a blinder. And we'll get to that when we get the boxes segment, which actually very soon. I'm gonna wrap you right now. Hold on, let me hit this bank right quick. I'm trying to rob somebody. I hit all stacks of money and not diamond rings. If you know, you know. And then we're gonna get into a show and it's gonna be fine. There we go. Okay, there I finished. I have to close the app. All right, where's my lyrics at? Boop. Just finish this cup of tea. We hope it's the left for a clear. Here, let me sip a little water first. Back once again, sipping hen mixed with juice and gin, bitches and couple lady friends counting Benjamins. Spin a spin on them 20 twins. That Mercedes Benz dividends made a change of plans. Well, that all depends. Shout out my parolees. And I smoke that OG. Kush motherfuck the police. All my niggas rock gold teeth. So hood and we so street. Sipping on that codeine. We hustle hard. No sleep. Yo, bitch loose. That's no leash. I ain't talking about no money. I ain't talking about no calls. Talking about no diamonds because that shit is a facade. Time is really hard. I fucked a couple broads, smoked some purple out the jaws. Let me tell you who we are. I be that pretty motherfucker. Cleveland's what I'm repping. Tell them quit the bitching. We gon' make it in a second. Be that pretty motherfucker. Cleveland's what I'm repping. Tell them quit the bitching. We gon' make it in the second. See me in the hood. The gangs are saying, what's up? Hey. See me in the hood. The gangs are saying, what's up? What's up? What's good? This It stays Crunchy Milk. It's the city of Cleveland in podcast form, and we do it live every Thursday on YouTube, Twitch, and your favorite podcast services. Assuming you dig what we're putting down, consider supporting us over on Patreon, where membership gets you early access to new shows. And we tried our podcast where we try snacks, goodies, and who knows what else. Want to contribute to the show? Jump in the chat, share your thoughts with us and other listeners. It's episode 591, and hold it down, Bolivia. I'm your host, Internet Taylor 713, joined by the Right Reverend Lunchbox 2099.
Hey.
That song is What's Up off of APRocky's 2011 mixtape, I think 2010, now that I think about it. Live, Love, ASAP. And it was just on my head one day recently, and so I went and listened to it, and there you go. That's why you got those lyrics this week. It's a little, I'll talk about this news story around this news story. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. It will be in the show notes. And we got some of the assholes. Boxy got some stuff to talk about. I got some stuff to talk about. It'll be great. It's going to be a fun show. I'm glad you guys are with us. And let's get down to get down. Ohio bill to ban intoxicating hemp products and make changes to the marijuana law goes to Governor DeWine. Megan Henry on the byline at the Ohio Capitol Journal. So basically, I've been talking about it. They've been trying to tweak our cannabis law in the great state of Ohio since the voters voted for it, and they finally got something through both houses of the legislature, and it comes with some what I think is good, and it comes with some bad, and this is what happens when you have a supermajority of the wrong people running things. The Ohio Senate voted along party line. So listen to this. Party line vote, 22-7. That's the supermajority of Republicans in the Ohio Senate. And that's why your vote kind of just got overruled, because you keep voting for motherfuckers like this. Stop that. So basically, the Ohio Senate, along with the House, which passed like similar stuff, and they've combined all these forces, they got rid of intoxicating hemp. No, didn't get rid of it. Said intoxicating hemp product basically can't be sold at your gas station no more. Has to be sold from a dispensary, and it has to be tested. There's more rigor going to be involved with intoxicating hemp products, with the exception of intoxicating hemp drinks, which they lowered the amount of THC in, and that only lasts as long as the federal law, and that is basically 1 year. Basically, about a year from now, when the federal law says no more intoxicating hemp beverages, those beverages will go by the wayside as well. You can't bring Michigan weed into the state legally anymore. People go to Michigan because weed is way cheaper in Michigan. Okay, this is if the governor signs that in. The governor in Ohio, unlike the president of the United States, we have the ability to what's called a line item veto. Basically, he can go to that law and slice something out that he don't fuck with. He's done it before. So let's say the law saying don't bring Michigan weed into the state. He's like, nah, come on, bro, y'all wildin'. And he just goes and literally draws through that and signs off on it. I hope that is what happens. But if it stays like it is, then you can't bring weed from anywhere else but you can only have Ohio weed in Ohio. That sucks for the consumer. But Ohio got some real dank ass weed. I need y'all to know that. Just be real with you. So you're saying you got some good stuff here. You should be getting down with it. What else about this rule? The maximum amount of THC in our extracts is going to drop from a whopping 90% down to 70%. Some kind of hoe shit on that one. Adult use flower gets cut off at 35%. I talked to you about that before. And prohibits smoking in public places. Basically, you can't be smoking outdoors. And that kind of sucks too. I'll tell you about that in my story when I get to what I was doing, whatever. But I was hanging out, and this dude was just ripping off a bowl right next to me where I was at. And I'm like, that's crazy. But also, I kind of like it. So, and I think it's whole shit that they are like, no, you can't smoke it in public. Well, we can drink in public, so why can't we smoke in public? What's that? Can't call it. In this particular case, I'm saying cigarettes are awful. I get it. Blah blah blah. Secondhand cancer. That's not how it goes down with weed, and that's some bullshit. That I don't like they move like that. The money these people are getting in will finally start going to the municipalities and the cities where the dispensaries are at. Some of the bread will finally start going to those cities, and I dig that. And what that's going to end up doing is getting these cities that was on some bullshit. Who are like, you can't have weed here, like Middleburg Heights. They gonna want to jump on board when these other cities start stacking their bread up, because you leaving too much money on the table if you do that. You know what I'm saying? So I trust that people will get on with that. Still, it's just gonna the tax rate is gonna hold at 10%. They didn't raise the taxes any, and but like I said, we'll see how the rest of this plays out. But I'm like I said, there's good and bad, and you can still have. We talked about recently. You'll still be able to have 12 plants in your house, 6 plants per adult, so you're good to go if you want to grow your own. And I don't think I'd ever would have put in the effort to grow my own weed, because it feels like there's a lot involved there. It's not just growing it, because then you got to go through the process of drying it out for use later. I don't know how that works to cure some weed. I guess you go hang it in your attic.
Like, whenever I've seen it in movies and TVs and shows and stuff, granted, they're not documentaries, but there's always seems like you got to have like the right environment, like greenhouse and all kinds of other variables.
Yeah, I just go to the street and buy some.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like you could have like in your kitchen and grow it on the windowsill like herbs, you know, like
that'd be nice.
Like
though,
have
right?
some time. I know, but I'm just saying it's like I don't think that like there's more to it than that.
If you know better, and that is the case, that like it really is just simple as like growing herbs on the windowsill, let us know, because then I probably would just attempt it, right, just to see. Grow it with my tomatoes over the summer. We'll see how it goes now. But that
I remember going to like the air show as a kid, and people passing out like little bags of seeds, like when you're walking in. And I remember like my family thinking they were like hemp seeds or whatever, because they were trying to like pass out pot plants, basically.
I mean, sure. It is a wild situation. I don't like I said. Apparently, here I'm gonna do my little screen share. I normally don't really share the news stories. Well, I guess I have before. So, give me a second here. Entire screen. So they have these as citing these are examples of packaging of intoxicating hemp products made to look like, regular candy, which is why, they say kids is getting high and blah, blah, yay, schmaggity. But I'm like, where are you getting this at? I've never seen this anywhere. But also, I only go to the real dispensary, and their products are not just sitting out on the shelf where I could be like, oh, look, it's, what does that say? Infused gushers or nerdy bears. Which that one actually just straight up has a picture of the nerd from Nerds on it. Like that just seems like some trademark infringement situation on that one. Like that's crazy right there. Stoner Patch gummies. That one I don't know. It does look like candy, so I can understand why a kid would kind of maybe be attracted to it. But that one is actually I think pretty differentiated from these one.
These are just like porn parodies.
Yes. Yeah, this is definitely I don't know because they got bad at naming porn movies.
It's Game of Bones.
Thank you for a decent title, because at one point they got to just saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a porn parody. They didn't even try, It's like, come on, man. I don't know what I would have named the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles porn parody, but it would have been better than that. But yeah, this right here, sour infused. It says Gushers. That's a trademark name. That should be a crime for some other reasons.
No, it says infused gushers. Because it wouldn't gushers be like a descriptor?
No, as you can see, I'll point it out to you right there. That bitch is TM, trademark. Gushers is a name that is trademarked.
Oh man. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, they could be sued.
Like I said,
they even use the same fucking design for the gushers on the packaging.
Yeah, like I said, if you
it's the same shape.
Look at this nerd right here. Right here. This is the same nerd. It's like basically this color, but this like guy. Right? I'm like, this has got to be infringement. That's what you should be hitting people for.
At least like the stoner patch one has like, it doesn't look like the kids.
No, not at all.
But yeah, the other ones are like when you see like the knockoff toys from like other countries where it's like Teenage Ninja Turtles and it's like Underaged Mutant Tortoises or something like that, you know?
Oh my God. Underage Mutant Tortoises. I need to find like a picture that will fit that bill because that's fantastic. It's like, child tortoise action, man. Woof. Oh. As I said in the past on this very program, I was very much against intoxicating hemp products because they are not regulated, they are not tested, you are really, really shaking the dice on when you go buy those particular products. They needed some kind of regulation of some sort, and I'm glad the state is regulating those. So, like I said, there's some good and some bad here. I get it. That no weed from another state is bullshit. Because there's only one state that got it. It's the one right above us, that one up north. I get it. We hate them. But nah, dog. That's crazy. Because Indiana don't got bud. Pennsylvania don't got bud. And Kentucky ain't got bud. So it's just one that's near. And that's real hoe shit, in my opinion. But, hey, man, we hope for the best. And we'll do what we can do with that. With that being said, we're going to hand the show over to, wow, Lord knows, over to Box. And he has a whole little intro that we play for him.
It's like the Wonder Years where like you got me like playing in the front yard by a white picket fence, and then you know, like me looking lovingly into like my crush's eyes as I kiss for the first time, and then all of a sudden I'm getting on a boat to war.
I thought it would involve books in some way, story time, but damn.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess reading Rainbow works too.
My hold for Rainbow Six also came through, so now I have both the books. I'm very excited about that.
Oh man, look at you!
Word to Libby. It's a good app. You should be using it. Storytime at Lunchbox. Daniel, I hand the reins of this show over to you. Let's talk.
Right, so this isn't really like a story time. This is just me wanting to like talk to you. So like, you're a black man.
All my life. Well, okay, since I was 18, I guess legally.
and I guess this isn't like exclusively a black man thing, or I don't know how to say it, but like I have no dislike in me of like Shedeur Sanders in any way. I didn't really watch him play college football, so like I don't have I didn't have a huge opinion one way or the other on him coming out as far as whether I thought he should have been drafted higher or anything like that. I didn't like. I was just ready to roll with it if that's the route they took.
Yeah.
Now, I can't speak to what happened on draft night other than what you see and hear in the news and sports media and everything, because I'm no insider. I'm just some schlub, talking about things he knows nothing about. And the limited amount that I watched him play, it was clear that he had like some very detrimental bad habits that like I theoretically could understand why he would drop in the draft if teams, weren't sure that they could coach that out of him and were willing to risk a high draft pick on taking him.
Okay.
One of those things being his constant habit of spinning backwards and getting sacked for 10 to 15 yard losses. Like that, those are drive killers. So like that's something that I can see as being a detriment. But I'm no professional football coach, so I don't know how easy it is to get that out of a player or change their habits or teach them better footwork or all those things. So I don't know the risk to reward ratio on how they evaluate those things. Now, granted, do I think he was a better prospect than Dylan Gabriel? Sure, yes. So I don't necessarily think Dylan Gabriel should have been drafted out of him. But, like, you know, do I necessarily think he should have been drafted at the top of the first round at the time back then? I didn't really think so. But if they did, you know, who am I to judge?
Facts.
So, with all that being said, I find the amount of, like, vitriol that's getting thrown around with, like, based on opinions or perceived slights or all that to be pretty wild. I almost feel like I'm witnessing like election time.
Yeah,
it feels that like divisive in a way, but it feels like one side's like really angry and the other side is just like talking like normal, and then they're getting bombarded with people attacking them.
I think I have not seen the talking normal at all. And I find that fascinating that you are bumping into people who are actually just talking, probably just talking straight ahead sports. What I sometimes keep seeing, what I keep bumping into is people just like, this is a race thing. You see, he's just not good and blah, blah, blah. It's that level of coming out of them. And I'm like, baby, if you're telling me it's not a race thing, I feel very much like you're telling me this is a race thing.
Like this is where like I'm like I feel like people are turning it into that, and like I feel like for some people it started off as that because a lot of the sports media who thought he should have been drafted higher and had a high opinion of him and like his dad and all that, this, that, and the other. A lot of the people like insinuated in a way that it was because of his dad and because he was a, I guess, quote unquote, confident young black man.
Yeah.
And so like, they're already like, they started in that like defend because of race space.
Okay.
And I feel like as time has gone on, like the rallying cry for that has like grown so much that like it's just confusing to me in a practical sense, in that like I get that these people feel like he should have been drafted higher than he was, and he very well probably should have been.
Yeah. I think we're past I think at this point now we've gotten past the draft portion of the program.
Well, but I want to lay out like
okay, yeah, do that.
Why I'll get there. So the Browns' approach was they traded for Kenny Pickett because they needed a quarterback, period. They didn't have one, like at all.
Correct. Yeah.
Because Deshaun Watson had tore his Achilles. He wasn't good when he didn't tear his Achilles. But like the Browns literally at the end of last season only had DTR under contract, and he was clearly not capable of playing NFL quarterback.
Okay.
So they shipped him in a draft pick off to Philly for Kenny Pickett. So Kenny Pickett was literally the only quarterback they had on the team. Then they signed Joe Flacco to have a second quarterback.
Yeah.
Then they drafted Dylan Gabriel.
The dumbest draft pick. I don't know, man. Look, I'm not even trying to be whatever.
And like, it's nothing against Dylan Gabriel as a person. He seems like a nice guy. You know, tries very hard, and I'm sure he's very smart. Tries hard in that, like, he's doing the best he can with what he's got.
What he's got. Yes. Fully agree. Sign off.
But like,
yes.
That's why like I didn't think like he should have been drafted. Like he just doesn't have the physical tools to be able to play long-term successful NFL quarterback. And like I hate to put like limitations on someone else's success, but I just feel like there has to be like a certain level that you have to get to at a minimum. And like I just don't think he has that. So like them taking, but anyway, that isn't where I'm going with this. So they took him. in their evaluation ahead of Shedeur. I don't know their evaluation. I don't know why they did what they did or why they picked the order they picked in, whatever. But just the fact of the matter is they had 2 veteran quarterbacks on the roster. Then they drafted a rookie in the 3rd round. Then they took another rookie in the 5th round, being Shedeur. So, like, the pecking order is, like, the vets, the 3rd round rookie, and then the 5th round rookie.
Yeah.
To me, that's logical.
Yeah.
But it seems like all the people who, like, were rooting for Shedeur and are upset that he went in the 5th round, whether right or wrong, they feel like because he's Shedeur and they like him, that he should have just immediately skipped over the guy drafted ahead of him in the same draft by the same team. And, like, now granted, he probably should have been given some practice reps with some of the other people on the squad. But if you're most 4th string QBs, I have to imagine, don't get a lot of early team reps when there's 3 quarterbacks ahead of you in training camp.
For sure.
So at that point where he was taken, he's kind of a victim of numbers and circumstance.
Yeah.
And so then the Browns trade away Kenny Pickett to keep him, I have to imagine, because I highly doubt they put the news story out there that they were going to roll with 4 QBs, but I find that hard to believe.
They were not.
But so they ship off Kenny Pickett in an effort to keep him on the team.
Yeah.
So they have to have liked something that they saw in him.
Yeah.
But now still, like, him and the other guy drafted ahead of him, they start off on the team, like on the depth chart in the order they were drafted in, because they each played in the preseason. Like, Dylan didn't play in the first game because he was hurt. And then Shedeur didn't play in the second game because he was hurt. So they each played like 1.5 games.
Yeah.
Shedeur looked pretty good against Carolina. Dylan started off kind of rocky against the Eagles, but he kind of pulled it together in the second part of that game. He finished okay. The Rams, it was whatever. And then Shedeur looked fucking terrible against the Rams. Like, he looked like he didn't even belong in the NFL in that game. And I know that was when it all kind of started with, like, oh, they're setting him up to fail. They have him out there with the team, the players that aren't even going to be on the team, and like yada, yada, yada. But at that point, he was the 4th string quarterback. So, like, 4th string quarterbacks play with 4th string, probably not going to make the team guys.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah.
So then, like, as we go on, you know, the Browns do what Browns do, trade away starting QB, move people around, whatever. Now, I just, like, I've never seen this much of a rallying around a guy where they're, like, willing to, like, just, and maybe it's because the Browns have been bad for so long that, like, there was no expectations or whatever, but it's like, I don't know if winning teams go against this, but, like, calling the head coach racist and, like, accusing him of sabotaging players when, like, it's in his best interest for these players to succeed.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're coaching these guys in some form or fashion because, like, Shedeur has, like, since he's gotten in there, I have, as someone who has no NFL training, has never been a coach, never played, I can see with my untrained sports eyes, he's clearly improved. Like, he wasn't ready to go play when he got thrown into the Ravens game when Dylan got the concussion. That was blatantly fucking obvious.
Yeah.
And then, like, he played, like, one of the worst teams in existence in the Raiders, and he did well. But, like, he still kind of, like, it wasn't like he played, like, amazing. Like, he completed, like, half his passes, and, like, most of his yardage came on, like, 2 throws. It was, like, it was fine, but it wasn't like he set the world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, but it's like I see, like, some of the habits getting better.
Yeah.
Like, he's been throwing the ball away more rather than, like, running backwards and taking those stupid ass, like, twirly-do sacks and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he still clearly needs to improve on his footwork in the pocket, but, like, he made some nice throws with anticipation against zone last week. Like, he did nice, like, over the shoulder, like, down the seam throws. Like, he created time in the pocket when, like, there probably wouldn't have been otherwise, and made some plays. Like, I enjoyed watching him play in this last game. Yeah. I saw improvement, but I feel like people aren't giving the team credit for helping him get to this point.
Now, on that note, I have to disagree with you, homeboy. I gotta disagree. I think people, of course, are going to be like, see, had we started him earlier, all these little jibbly shakies he done had these first few games, he wouldn't have had. But as Box just pointed out to you clearly, he's our fourth string quarterback. He wasn't going to be able to start earlier. He just wasn't. And the only reason he gets to play now is because Dylan did get injured, and therefore he got to start. And he's done well enough and they'd be like, yeah, he played the last 4 games because this season is out the window. So you're not losing enough by saying he can start. I don't think people are not giving this team the credit it's due, because at least in the circles I'm running in, which are small. You know what I'm saying? You got people, y'all play fantasy football. You have how many fantasy football?
I'm not even what I'm talking about is what I see on Twitter from strangers.
Oh, see, and I don't be
and what I watch on YouTube from these, like, I used to work at a big network and I got shit canned, so now I have my own YouTube channel shows.
Okay. So people who seem to
like Sleepy Time Cap, and
I don't know who that is.
You know, the guy who sold the multi-million-dollar settlement for sexually assaulting his girlfriend.
No.
Hall of Famer, Big Unk. Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. It was not happening. Right.
Yeah, I only gave you like 17 hints.
Yeah, you just say the nigga's name. You ain't got to be whatever with me. Yeah. We don't got to play hints here. I need to know who you say. Okay, so you're saying Shannon Sharp.
So it's like Shannon Sharp's going on there and saying stupid shit like, oh, if I'm Shedeur, I'll just tell him I don't need to play. I'm good. You should go put Dylan back in. Because he's saying, like, talking about how, like, we're playing, like, he's playing the Bengals and the Bills and shit coming up in the next couple weeks. But, so like,
not putting any faith in that stupid man. That man is literally stupid and has done enough dumb shit with his life. No, we don't put any faith in Shannon Sharp in this situation. That's
you say that, but people do.
I know people do. I'm saying to you,
tens of thousands of people watch that show and then go on fucking Twitter and are regurgitating the same stupid fucking message. And this is kind of where my point is going: is that a few people high up in positions say some stupid shit, and then it bleeds down into all these other people. And then I go into fucking comment sections, and it's all this shit that, like, makes no fucking sense, but they're all talking to each other about it like it's fact.
Yeah. And I think that's just social media at this point, right? That's just dummies on social media, and Twitter in particular. Jesus, what a shit show. So there, I hear you, and I'm not disagreeing. I don't disagree with you at all on that. Again, my sports at this point, I get some pretty decent people on TikTok who talk about sports with a seemingly a decent head on their shoulders. And they all seem to be like pointing out of what the O-line was doing to give him a little more time this week, what our receivers did this week to actually do some things they should be doing, that you hope they can do. Because motherfucker, it's football. Not everybody's going to have a good week every week. So that's just real. And so I think it's just basically us getting information from two different sources, and that's just where it is. But what you're telling me, what you're saying is motherfuckers on some dumb shit, and I think that's dumb shit. So I'm gonna tell you right now, in my opinion, that's all I got. That's some dumb shit that dumb people are saying. But go ahead.
But to get back to, like, the question you initially asked me at the beginning of the show, about the 2-point conversion thing.
Yeah.
So that's been another giant point of contention. Because it's turned into, oh, he doesn't want to see him succeed. Oh, he's sabotaging him. And I'm not sitting here just making these things up. These are legitimate things that I've heard on these shows. Like, you can go on YouTube right now and you can search Shedeur Sanders and you'll see, like, Cam Newton. They need to fire Stefanski. You'll see, like, I can't believe they didn't play him in the 2-point. Like, these are legitimate YouTube video headlines with thumbnails. And, like, the thing about this whole thing was he played on the 2-point conversion play the previous time up drive, and he fumbled the fucking ball.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm not saying that right there automatically means he needs to come out of the game, but like, the teams, from what I have learned from people talking about sports. Like NFL teams, their first drive of every game is scripted plays that they've worked on in practice in the week leading up to the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't matter what the other fucking team is doing in that moment. They are running the script that they practice throughout the week.
Yeah. To see what works.
Yeah, well, like how they're going to start the game, set their game plan, check out what the other team's doing, set their tempo. Like they do that every week.
Yeah.
Teams also have set NFL plays for 2-point conversions. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I will admit it is similar to goal line, and that it's you're right there, 2-yard line. You could technically probably run the same amount of plays, but that argument I feel like people will make because they want to keep Shedeur in the game rather than what actually happened. But like NFL teams have set 2-point conversion plays that they practice.
Yeah.
The Browns for a while now have been running a wildcat running jumbo package because they've been shifting offensive linemen in and out of the game due to injury and poor performance. So a lot of times in order for them to successfully run short yardage, they need extra blockers.
Yeah.
So they've been running this jumbo running package out of the Wildcat with success. They've scored multiple touchdowns off of it. They've converted 3rd and 4th downs with it. So they've been running this base package multiple times. This wasn't a first-time anomaly thing. So they take this base package, and then they run a wrinkle off of it where they run a jet sweep on the backside that the running back is supposed to pitch the ball to the wide receiver that's going to cut back on the other side and theoretically score.
Yeah.
They themselves said they ran the play in practice. Shedeur said they ran the play in practice.
I was about to say, he said this was what they practiced.
They practiced this play as a team with the intention of sometime using it out of a package that they've been running successfully at other instances.
Yeah.
So they run this play, and the only reason it didn't work is because the running back fucked up and didn't pitch the ball to the receiver when he was running past him like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
You immediately see the running back realize he fucked up, panic, and then has to do that stupid pass that had no shot because the time was already gone. But if you watch like the actual like aerial footage of the play, if he passed him the ball like he was supposed to, the guy would have walked in because there was no one there. There were 2 defenders on that side of the field, and they were both blocked.
Yeah.
So it would have been a successful play, which but people want to kill the coaching staff for not having Shedeur in the game when they did something as a team that they've practiced ahead of time off of a package they've had success with, and the only reason it didn't work is because the running back fucked up.
Mm.
And so they want to make it seem like, and I say they being like the sports shows and whatnot that I've watched talk about this clip, their contention is like, well, why are you even doing that? You should just put Shedeur in. Like, he's got the hot hand, just play him. But like, if you as a team work on this and it's worked in practice and this is what you guys anticipate running, I don't understand why running it in the game is a bad idea. Only thing is that he fucked it up.
It's because Shedeur was on an absolute blinder at that point. He really did bring. I'm going to leave it to him, and I know it takes an organization. Really had brought them back to like, wow, they could really tie this game. That's crazy. And so people are, of course, of the mindset like, yo, you got somebody on a blinder, you do not stop. You got the hot hand of the dice game, you keep shaking them bones. And that's all it is. And so, of course, we all think we can coach a football team. We can't. No, I can barely play Madden. But we think we can. And we think, word us, you play with the hot hand. You know what I'm saying? You go, you what is it? You dance with the girl who brought you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. That's not the play I would have called up, but you are absolutely right in that it's worked. It's been very successful for us all this season. They have no reason not to believe that these people can't do this job at this point in time. And then they didn't. And they didn't do it twice. He should have went for 2 on the first one. He should have just kicked that PAT on that first for 2.
Yeah, that's where like the whole analytics of it, I kind of can like I understand analytics in theory.
Yeah.
And I understand there's just certain parts about it that like I just have a hard time agreeing with because like they say that like if you go for 2 there, and you know then like what you have to do the next time. But I'm thinking like, if you kick the fucking extra point, you just still have the same options on the next go round. And It's like I don't understand the difference.
It is and especially with our particular offense, especially this season, you may not have another one. So just get the point. Put the point on the board.
Well, if you don't get another one, it don't matter either way.
I know, but it's just like.
But it's like you put yourself in a position then where you have to go for two the next time.
Exactly. And it's like, don't do that. Don't put yourself in.
And it makes me wonder how many fucking 2-point conversion plays are you guys practicing if you're going to go for it multiple times.
Yeah. And then so then that brings back around to coaching, and you start looking motherfucking sideways. And I know he's been coached a year multiple times, and I know
the Browns. I'm sorry, but like the Browns heavily use analytics in their coaching decisions.
Yeah,
and whether we agree with it or not, like I said, like I don't get it, but the analytics from what they say to do that. It wasn't like he just, like he ultimately has the decision whether they do that or not. Yeah. But as a coaching staff that has historically heavily used analytics in their coaching decisions, the analytics tell them to do what they did.
Then it has all been made to make sense for me. And that's why I come to Dan with my sports questions in this particular situation. And I feel good about that. Thank you for that, sir. Because there you go. You did exactly what I needed you to do, and that is make it make sense. And you did. And I'm grateful for you for that. And don't be whatever. It's people. The internet is wild. I can't be putting no faith in these motherfuckers. They crazy for this. This
like, I put on like a first take clip on YouTube this morning. At least I think it was this morning. I'm pretty sure it was this morning. It might have been yesterday. I don't know. The days are all blending together. But it was like Stephen A. Smith was going on a rant, insinuating that Stephen A. Smith does this shit where he says two different things in the same sentence that contradict each other. Like he goes like, Kevin Stefanski, all due respect, I love his daddy, 2-time coach of the year.
Who's his daddy?
Ed Stefanski, who was an NBA executive with the Philadelphia 76ers back in the day.
Oh, should I know that?
I don't know.
Enough that Stephen A. will be like, I love his daddy.
Well, Stephen A. Smith used to cover the 76ers back when Allen Iverson played for them. Yeah. So I have to imagine that Ed Stefanski, Kevin's dad, was around the team when he was covering them. So that's how he knows him personally.
Huh. I'll allow for it.
But anyway, but like he says those qualifiers because he's setting you up for the fucking rope-a-dope with, well, you've had 11 quarterbacks. You can't make any of them good, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, he had 11 quarterbacks because they were all getting fucking hurt in the same year.
Yeah.
Like he started off with Baker. He had Baker for 2 years. Because he's like couldn't make it work with Baker. Baker was here for 2 years with Kevin Stefanski. The first year they went 11-5 and won a playoff game. Yeah. The second year, Baker tore his fucking shoulder off the bone in like the second game of the year and played like the rest of the year in a sling, or he didn't even play at all because he couldn't lift his fucking arm.
Yeah.
Then the team got rid of Baker and traded for Deshaun Watson, who's been fucking terrible and hurt. So they've had to shuffle in people off the practice squad and run the backup in. And so, yeah, when you say he's had 11 quarterbacks, it's because he's had to by no fault of his own. They all keep getting hurt. But then it's like he made the playoffs a second time, going 11-5, playing like 5 quarterbacks in one season.
Yeah.
So it's like, you trying to tell me that the dude can't coach if he can coach a fucking football team with 5 quarterbacks to the playoffs? So it's like, which is it? Is he a terrible coach who can't coach a QB, or is he a good coach because he can get to the playoffs with something like that when the team's like which is it?
Is it you out there one mic? Okay.
So like, I'm getting tired of the like extremism sports reporting,
which is just how everything runs lately.
Yeah,
politics. Anything, comic books, video games. There's these extreme takes that it's just like, come on, there exists a middle ground here in all these things, but nobody wants to do that. You have to pick teams now.
I want to know how the 500,000 people on Twitter know that Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur Sanders. Like, Kevin Stefanski isn't the person who drafts the players. He maybe has some input, but there's a general manager and a whole scouting department that picks the players. So he had nothing to do with drafting Shedeur one way or the other, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
And then, like, I've seen where they don't like the way that, like, he talks about Shedeur in press conferences and shit. But, like, he talks about, like, everybody, like, the way, he keeps everything short, brief. He doesn't say shit. Like, this has been Kevin Stefanski the entire time he's been here. It's pointless listening to any of this man's press conferences because he never answers a question directly.
He does.
He's like, what's that fucking guy's name? Scotty Mormon or Scooty? What the fuck is that little dude's name?
I don't know.
You know what I'm? Speedy Mormon?
No, who is that?
I think he was like a reporter, like he did like stuff for Complex or something. But he was on that podcast.
What light skinned brother?
The little light skinned dude, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know Speedy. Yeah.
So I remember like seeing clips when he was on like Angel Reese's podcast like a year ago or some shit. Yeah. She was asking him questions
about he was
he was dodging every question. It's like, oh, you got a woman in your life? Oh, I do. Shout out to my mom, shit like that. And then she's asking like, and he's like, he never answers the question straight. Yeah. He always pretends like he doesn't know what you're saying, or he says something that had nothing to do with the question. That's Kevin Stefanski's press conferences, every press conference for the last 5 years. It has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. That's just how this man has always been. You ask him a direct question, and he just goes, oh, well, you know, we don't really want to get too into that. The process is we'll make a collaborative decision as a team. You know, all the players are always working to improve one day at a time. Like, he doesn't give, like, Myles Garrett is the only person whose ego gets stroked on this team, and that's because that man's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and they want to keep him quiet and playing. Yeah. Everybody else, like, it's not like he goes out there and verbally fallacious any of these dudes. They're all quick little, like, good job, whatever number, or good job, you know, guy, what, here's a football, like, they wanted him to be like, oh, man, Shedeur, you played so well. You did so good. And, like, I love you, man. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, he don't act like that. And now, like, they're acting like the man is, like, a racist hater for it.
And then on the other side, and you'll watch reporters, they constantly kind of want Shedeur to talk greasy about him.
Asking him questions in press conferences like, what's your relationship like?
Yeah.
Like, it's like all these people in the world are out here intentionally trying to start shit.
And this organization has been run like a shit show since it came back. And we constantly get caught up in some bullshit. And this is just our new bullshit. This is our bullshit of the year. He's a distraction. I was like, well, no, not really. Y'all keep trying to make him a distraction.
Like, I'm starting to feel like this was the worst possible position for Shedeur to end up in, like a team, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, the Browns are not equipped to handle like the celebrity of Shedeur Sanders, which I don't even understand. And like, and that's not trying to be a hater comment. Yeah. Like, I genuinely don't get it. And maybe it's because like I'm a middle-aged white guy. And so like, because like, all right. Like I said, I didn't really watch him play college football, right? But from like what I've understood, he was only like all right. Like, Colorado didn't really, they won some games, but like they didn't really do anything, right?
They did better than Colorado had done in years.
But like they still weren't like it's not like they went out and won the NCAA or the college football playoffs or anything.
No. So, but they got a bowl game which they hadn't had in years. He looked good. And that's all I'm saying. Good out there. Yeah, and then there you go. And people, like I said, and people who enjoy Colorado Buffaloes football, like, hey, great quarterback and a great two-way player in Travis Hunter. Cool. That's all it was. But Shedeur is big on the internet, like that one dude in Chicago's quarterback, big on the internet. They have a following.
Oh, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, they have huge internet followings. Famous a different way. We're used to fame, old school famous. You know what I'm saying? Sports famous or actor famous. And to us, that's fame. But to the internet, it's not it's millions and millions of followers and them doing shit on the internet and having a good time. And we're just not that. We don't know their fame. They are famous, trust.
I know they are.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. I couldn't understand it outside of like being Deion Sanders' kid.
Yeah.
Because I know he dabbles in music. I've never really heard his music, but I know like he does it like as a hobby or whatever.
Yeah.
I know him and his family make YouTube videos. He seems like a nice guy. The videos I've seen or like some of the charity work he's done, wherever, he seems like a likable, nice, person. I feel like the religious stuff kind of like brings in more people. You know what I mean?
But yeah, you're right about that because people love their God. So
yeah, like if you're like a outwardly God fearing person, I feel like those kind of people, like people who like are in that same belief system, when they know that you believe like to the level that they believe, they ride even harder for you and they come to your fence even more because you're like their quote unquote tribe or whatever, And I feel like that's part of what I see online too. A lot of those people are respectful in their responses. Yeah. But like I've seen a lot of like, and I don't know how to quite say this, but like protective auntie types on there.
Okay.
Where it's like the kind of like don't be talking greasy about my baby kind of like vibes.
Yeah.
And
I truly wish the best for him as a person, but also of course wish the best for him as a quarterback for the organization I support. But I want everybody in the city of Cleveland that plays sports for Cleveland, any team that is a Cleveland team, and I mean down to the Monsters to the whatever, I want all of them to be dope. I want them to succeed and do well in their positions and do good for for the teams they play for and in the leagues they play in and so forth and so on. That's because I'm a sports fan, and fan is way too strong. I'm not a fanatic. I can't throw around sports fan. I enjoy Cleveland, Ohio, and the teams that rep for it. That's how I move. And because that's how I move, I'm kind of vibey about it. I kind of chill. I hope for the best for him while he is here. As soon as he leave anywhere you go that ain't here, I got to look at you sideways. Unless it's the Philadelphia Eagles, which is my NFC team. So
that was another thing that like has been kind of like confusing me to a degree.
Okay.
So a lot of the people on these sports talk show programs have kind of like also now kind of started shifting their opinions to like, well, I don't think he should be in Cleveland. Stephen A. Smith being one of them very openly. And it's like, I hope he goes somewhere that he could really succeed and they really want him. Like
nobody drafted him.
But that was what I was gonna say. He went in the fucking 5th round. If they all wanted him so badly, they would have taken him already.
Yeah.
Like they all had an opportunity to take him and they passed 5 times.
And we didn't. So fuck you for that bullshit.
Yeah, again, we're the only ones who took him.
You ain't even talking records about my time.
And you're fucking talking shit about us when we're the only ones who would take him off the board.
For sure. So
but suddenly we're the problem.
They well, I mean, kind of, but we're the problem in our own special Cleveland way. So, yeah. But yeah, we just talking.
But it's like if we didn't want him, why were we the only ones that were willing to fucking take him?
We put our money where our mouth is. If everyone else
wants him so bad, or you hope he goes somewhere he's wanted, or he can do well, like where is that? Please tell me.
Yeah, because like I said, we got him, and we put money on it.
Like I hope that he like I said, I don't hate this dude at all. He seems like a likable person.
Yeah,
and it's in the best interest of the football team that I was unfortunately born into rooting for because it is my home. It is in their best interest and mine as a fan of that said team that he turns into the franchise quarterback and does well long term because that would help alleviate the salary cap problem that they created by trading for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Because he's on the 5th round contract and so they don't have to pay him shit for like 3 years.
Yeah.
2, that means they can use both 1st round picks they got coming in the next draft to draft players to put around him to make him better, like linemen, more receivers.
Yeah.
So like they wouldn't have to spend more assets on another quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm actively rooting for this dude's success. It gets very overwhelming when like everything I read or everything I listen to is just a dissertation on why you think you should fire the coach because you think he doesn't like the guy that you like.
Fair. Now here's a fun one that I saw today or last night and then again today is Matt Barnes is All the Smoke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he was going off about in support of Shedeur is people all of a sudden who are flip-flopping after talking shit about Shedeur all this whole time. And one person in particular, Emmanuel Acho, who talked wildly reckless about Shedeur Sanders and how much of a distraction he was and how he wouldn't behave this way if he wasn't black. That's crazy. That's a wild thing to say, right? Crazy. Just like he want to be Jason Whitlock so bad. Emmanuel Acho. He just does. He wants to be the next Jason Whitlock, the black guy in sports who hates black people. He's also Nigerian. And I know you're saying that's fucked up to kind of say, T, but no, I'm telling you right now, black people in America that are not American black people be looking at black people from America like a way different way. It's kind of crazy. It's some internal racism going on there that has to be whatever. But Matt Barnes was like, fuck that dude. And anybody else that's been flip-flopping on my man's, because all of a sudden he had a solid game. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I will sign off on that. It is okay to have one's opinion swayed, I guess. But when you talk reckless, and if I say reckless, trust me, I'm saying he was talking badly, not just like saying, oh, this motherfucker don't deserve it or whatever. I mean, saying rude things about Sanders. And now, because Shedeur Sanders has a good game, overall, a decent game, you know what I'm saying? Not perfect, whatever. That they seem to be flip-flopping and flim-flamming. And I'm like, yeah, I can see you on that with Matt Barnes. I don't even like Matt Barnes. Trust me. That's one of the people I'm like, you're weird. But I can understand his point in that regard. And that, of course, has little to do with Shedeur Sanders and more to do with how people have spoken of Shedeur Sanders. So that's why I kind of can like, okay, I see you on that particular instance. But that's what it is. Also, I'm an easygoing guy, man. I don't want to love the Browns, but I do. I love home, and this is my home, and it's the team that reps for us, and it just is what it is, man. And so I want nothing but the best for us. And if Kevin Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders have any kind of actual beef, which I can't see. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to his job. That'd be like me having beef with my manager. If there is if there's an HR beef, then I guess something probably needs to be addressed. But I actually don't think it exists. That's his boss. He goes and does what his boss asks of him, and then they try to make him talk shit about his boss when they interview him. Guess what? I would never say anything ill about my boss either. And I'm not media trained, but I would never talk greasy about my superior. And that's just what y'all be trying to get this young man to do. Talk shit about him. Say he's terrible. Make it a thing. And he never falls for it. And I respect. That's why I respect the hell out of him, because he never seems to fall for the banana tailpipe in regards to things like that.
Well, like the few past press conferences I've seen lately, he does the same thing Kevin Stefanski does.
It's so good.
He does it in a different way.
Yeah.
Whereas like Kevin gives you like sports platitudes, Shedeur gives you religious platitudes.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, what did you do this week preparation wise to help prepare you for the game on Sunday? I prayed to God and just really gave him all my praise.
Yeah, so
doesn't talk about like extra time in the film room or work with the receivers or working on handoffs or blitz protections. Nah, man, I went to Bible study.
Yeah, but the reality is he's an NFL player. You know what he did? He went to practice like he's supposed to. He went to work.
Oh, I fully agree that the questions are fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that like a lot of his answers are just religious platitudes, whereas Kevin Stefanski's is sports platitudes.
I just think. Y'all are asking if these people would think of this as more like this man works at a restaurant And
he's
it's a
doing the
sous chef.
Speedy Mormon. You know, it's like, oh, you out here trying to date? Oh no, I'm just out here working on my relationship with God. You know, I don't have time to look left or right because I'm always looking up.
What did you do to prepare for this busy Friday night at the restaurant? Well, you know what I did, man. You know what I talked to the good man upstairs, and Gabe told him, "Give me all I need to be the best sous chef I can be." And the chef de cuisine is gonna guide me through the process. My executive chef is gonna be out there coaching me through this night. It's like, chill out, bro. Y'all just, like I said, again. I'm not joking when I tell you. And I know this is a wild reach, but when I say it, you're gonna be like, yeah, I can kind of see it. I believe this. The reason they wanted Trump back in office, yeah, the people who want him back in office want him back in office because they wanted him back in office. But the reason the media wants him back in office is because he makes news just no matter what. Just him being himself, they're gonna write 6 stories about whatever. Him falling asleep at a press conference, him having a good interview with the next mayor of New York, things like that. They like that he makes news because then people watch news and they sell more commercial space. They sell more ads. If you make beef with the NFL or with Shedeur Sanders, that's going to get people buying your paper. I don't think we buy papers anymore, but possible. And watching your channels and getting you more ads. So all it is people wanting to sell more ad space.
Oh, yeah. Like, I know that's why all these shows talk about this.
Yeah.
They know that, like, no one, like, really gives a shit about outside of Cleveland. Gives a shit about the Browns. The Browns are 3-10 or whatever. And they're already eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah.
Browns aren't a sports story. It's they know Shedeur Sanders gets clicks, and so they're gonna bring up Shedeur Sanders on every show to get that viewership. Especially, like I said, most of them now are on fucking YouTube with their own little offshoot shows, and they got to get traffic in, they got to get video views. So who's a popular internet figure? Shedeur Sanders.
Exactly. Some bullshit, people. Some bullshit. Thank you, Box. You always make it all so make it make sense to me, and I hope to you, the listener, because it makes much sense. It makes much more sense to me now than it was making when I went into this week. I got to tell you that.
I'm gonna go on Twitter after the show, and someone's gonna at me and say that I'm racist because I didn't think Shedeur Sanders should have went number 2 overall in the draft.
I don't think people are looking out for you like that, but if they are, that's crazy.
People got haters out here.
Well, you know what? I got some stories to tell you guys. So let me. I get to click the old.
I'm not listening to Skim no more because you don't want that young brother to succeed.
Sir, were you ever listening to Skim? No, but now I won't start. Then I'm not missing nothing, buddy. Not missing nothing. You know what it is. It's gonna be some story time. Nope, that's not what my segment is called at all. My segment is called Tea Time. And look, I got a package too. Well, my weebles, I have a family emergency, and I gotta stop the show. Worry not. I might. I'll talk to you about it here in a second, Box, and so forth and so on. But I gotta go. My apologies. Never had it happen in the middle of a show before. So that's a good time to be had there. We'll talk.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.
Stays crunchy and milk.